Turn the page, light the spark. Magic lingers after dark. Plot twist, heartbreak, dragons too. Book club chaos coming through. Spoilers fly and curses sweep. Grab your favorite fantasy ship. Nikki and Justine are here. Your new book besties in your ear. Welcome to the Uncensored Authentic Book Club podcast, where the stories are magical and the opinions are unhinged.
Welcome to the Uncensored Authentic Book Club podcast. We're your hosts, Nikki and
Justine.
we're just two girls who love books and honestly love talking about them even more, especially about those books. So, if you're someone who gets way too invested in fictional characters, has strong opinions about plot twists, or just loves a good book chat, you are in the right place. We're excited to
Welcome.
book club with you today. But before we do that, we wanted to give a quick heads up. Okay, so this is your official warning. There will be spoilers. Okay, we're talking plots, we're talking subplots, we're talking character developments, everything. Spoilers. And there will be some language, hence the uncensored part. So consider your guys self-warned, and let's get into it. Justine, do you want to take us away?
I'm going to take us away because today we're talking about book 2 of the Apprentice to the Villain universe.
Yes. So exciting.
Assistant to the Villain universe, Apprentice to the Villain. This is the second book right here. This beauty right here.
Which I feel like Assistant to the Villain was great.
Yeah.
But I feel like Apprentice to the Villain, my fave.
I think it's my favorite as well because I feel like we flush out our characters a little bit more and like we start getting into some more like romancy type.
Yep.
And I
Yes.
love it.
Yes.
I forgot how much I enjoyed this book because every time I think about it, I think back to the first book and I just don't think about this one. And rereading this one, I'm like, you know what? This one slaps too. Like,
yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
So we're just going to get into it really quickly so you have time to talk about it too. So this book opens on the villain answering correspondence and wondering what he was thinking when he hired Evie Sage. This is the prologue. I believe it's like a look back. So this is before all the shit that in the first book, at the end of the first book happened, right?
Yeah. First book was wild.
Yes. So as per usual, we have our villain, Tristan Maehrer. He's enthralled by Evie. He's thinking of her all the time. He's distracted by her. Kingsley, who's everyone's favorite frog, my
Always.
favorite frog,
Yes.
is dropping straight facts as per usual, telling him he's an idiot and that he's lying to himself naturally.
Of course.
And so we see that the villain gets some correspondence from Keely, who is the head of the Malevolent Guard. We don't know what that correspondence is. We just know that he gets something from Keely. And one of my favorite parts, so Evie comes into his office, right? And in his mind, he says something quirky and cute, but out loud, he calls her the little liability.
His nicknames for her.
So
Love.
cute.
Lava. I absolutely adore his nicknames, even just for other people too, but for her especially, I just love it
For
so much.
her, it's so good. And I wrote that down because I was like, I think that's so cute. Is it cute?
Yes.
I don't know. If someone called me a liability, I don't know if that'd be cute, but I rolled with it. So him and Evie were talking and he told her, end of the day, go home. And she shows us that he uses one of his rubies. He has those gems that call his malevolent guard. He uses them to have someone watch Evie go home to make sure that she's okay.
Wait, I totally forgot about this part.
I literally put swoon right next to it.
So cute. Because I
I
was like,
feel
he's
like
not watching her. Like, you know what I mean?
no, he's constantly watching her. And
Yeah.
I feel like I should have a swoon count when I'm hosting
You
the podcast.
I'll write down how many times you say swoon for you.
This is my first swoon because as I
The
was typing
second
up my
swoon.
notes,
You put swoon up ahead time too.
I did. Oh, Jesus. See, this book does things to me, and I write my notes differently than Nikki writes her notes when she's hosting.
Yeah.
So, like, it's going to be a fun time. Um, but we fast forward to where we are currently. So, where we leave off at the end of Assistant to the Villain. And King Benedict thinks Evie is dead. And a knight came to inform him. And it's revealed that this knight doesn't really like the king, right? But I don't know who the knight is. Who's the knight? We have no idea. Clearly, he's lying to the king because we know that Evie's not dead. Because the knight said that Otto Warson killed Evie, and we know that Otto Warson did not kill Evie.
Right.
We know that Evie killed Otto.
Right. Is this the same one that killed the other two?
Yeah, this is the same knight,
So
right? It has to be.
Right.
So we learn that there's going to be an unmasking. King Benedict is hosting this huge party. He's going to unmask the villain because he has him in his dungeons, right? They shackled him. They took him to the Gleaming Palace. So at the end of the week, they're going to unmask the villain in front of everyone in the court. So, and then now that he knows that Evie is dead, he plans on using that and blaming the villain for Evie's death to like show the people how evil he is, right? So King Benedict has this knight going to grab Nora Sage's notes from the Sage family house, and he's looking for Nora Sage, right? Because he wants the starlight power. And he also thought that Evie had Nora's starlight power, and he's like, it's like a shame she didn't have it because I could have used her, but now she's dead. So
this is where we find out like King B is like a menace.
He's an asshole. Yeah. Like he's not a nice guy.
Truly the bad guy.
Right from the get, like chapter 1, when they open up and he starts talking, you're like, yo, this dude's an ass. Like, okay, maybe the villain's onto something. So the villain is living in the dungeons, right? And King Benedict goes down there to taunt him, and the villain is like his own cool, calm, collected self. And you're like, how is someone so attractive when he's being tortured? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Until King Benedict says, oh, by the way, like, I didn't tell you, but like Evie died. And Tristan is like, what?
Which I hate that he uses her like death against him. I hate that.
I despise it. And Tristan's like, that's actually like, that can't be possible because he knows that he would know if Evie dies. And it's because he has the ring around his arm that matches Evie's ring that's on her hand. Yep. So he's like, there's no way that she could be dead. Right. So a few days later, King Benedict sends his guards to go get Tristan. I don't know. So they bring him up, and the person who's escorting him seems a little strange. Like, this guard seems a little weird, right?
The guard pops up.
Yeah. So like Tristan escapes him and runs toward a room, and this guard is like, oh, I wouldn't go in there if I were you. And like, he went in there, and in the middle of this room, there's a clear glass casket, and Evie is dead in this clear glass casket, right?
Which reminds me of Snow White, which it plays into the whole like fairy tale thing of this book series, which I do love.
And she like, I feel like she's dolled up like that too. Like, in my mind, she's like posed, and they put like makeup on her face, and they have her in this dress, and there's flowers everywhere. Like, they really did her up.
Right. Playing her as like a victim of the villain.
Exactly. And obviously Tristan's stomach falls through his asshole, and he starts freaking out, right?
Poor baby.
Which is understandable. But King Benedict comes in, and he's like, see, like I told you, I got her. And like Tristan like unleashes himself. He has these magical fucking cuffs on. Doesn't matter. Because he's like throwing blows. He's taking the king down. And then he just stops. Like, he thinks to himself, Evie wouldn't want me to act like this. So he just stops.
Which is so cute.
So
like,
cute. But like at the same time, I'm reading this and I'm like, Tristan, why did you stop? You could have acted like me.
it's so heartbreaking. I absolutely hate when characters like deaths are used against people and like their heart is just like broken and they go
It's, like,
crazy
ripped out
because
of
of it.
his
Yes.
chest. Like
Yeah.
he literally feels like his life is ending, right? So he like kind of submits and the king is like, and then we flash into the hall, right? This extravagant hall that the king has all these freaking people gathered around to see this unmasking of the villain. And who's there but Becky and Blade hitting it off in the corner at the unmasking. Like these two are flirting in the corner at the unmasking. And at one point, they're talking. So, I mean, Blade flirts with her 24/7, right?
Yes.
So
100%.
I don't think that it's really like anything different for him.
Yes.
But then his dad walks into the room, right? Because his dad works for King Benedict.
Yeah.
And he wasn't expecting to see him because he's like, my dad never comes to these things. He pins Becky against the wall, right? Like right up on her. And I was like, oh, and he's like, my dad's here. And Becky's like, all right, but like, can you like back up?
She's like all sweaty and nervous, like, what's happening?
Yeah. And I feel like we're starting to see like a little different side of Blade. He's
Mhm.
being more like defensive and protective while still being a little flirty and cute. And I'm kind of loving that for him. So the king comes out and he's like, I'm here to accuse the villain of being the cause of the mystic illness. And I'm sitting here like,
Okay.
okay.
Sure, King Benedict,
It's
sure.
actually shocking that people believe you because what? All right.
All right.
And he's like, and for the killing of his like most recent victim, Evie Sage, the daughter of one of like the most brave, valiant guards. And so like in comes Evie's casket that's like adorned in flowers in the
Paraded
middle
around
of
the
the room. Yeah. And I literally put a note and I said, weird guy, that Benedict. Like, why? Why did you do that?
It's very dramatic. Very, very dramatic.
Yeah, and he
yeah.
has so he has the villain and he has Arthur, so Tristan's dad, strung up like at the front. So how I'm picturing it is there's like this dais that they walk in, there's steps, Evie's in the center where all the people are, and I feel like Tristan and his dad are like hung up on the wall, like over here, like just on a pedestal because they're prisoners, right?
Yeah.
So Tristan has a mask on his face. Arthur clearly knows his son.
Yeah.
And Benedict starts talking and jabbering and all this jazz. And he turns over and like motions to Evie again. And Evie's gone. Evie's not in the casket any longer.
Someone stole her body.
Right. She emerges on the other side of the room and she's literally like, surprise. I'm actually not dead. And Tristan, the way that it's like described that Tristan like literally was like, oh my God. Like he like breathed like a sigh of relief and like their eyes met and they were just holding each other's gazes, neither of them talking, just looking at each other. And I literally put, can these two get married already? Oh my God.
Does this count as another swoon moment?
I put, they're literally practically swooning over each other across the party in front of everyone.
It's those scenes where they describe like it was only us two in the room, even though the room was crowded.
That's it.
Like it's just us two in the room. I loved it. Like
That's
he's
it.
like, I'm gonna die. Evie's dead. I don't even care anymore about
Don't care.
anything. And then he sees her and he's like, all right, that's my woman.
That's my bitch right there. You know what? You know
Yeah.
what? Let me get out of this. Arthur, you hang tight, honey. I got you. And then Benedict says some stupid ass thing about
Of course.
when being misogynistic. And Evie literally says, quote, "I am not a victim."
Love
That is right,
that.
girl. Period. No,
Evie's
you're not.
when she starts speaking out like about her true feelings or like anything like that, I'm like, pop off, sis.
And
Because
I
like
feel
it's
like,
so relatable to like real world things while
yeah,
also still keeping you in a fantasy world too. Which
yeah,
I love when you can combine the two, but it doesn't remind like I love when like books have like more meaning to them than just like a fantasy. Don't get me wrong, I love entertainment. And
girl,
this is
same.
also very pure entertainment as well, but they have those hidden things behind all of this as well through these
But like,
characters.
fuck the patriarchy
Right.
and apply it to the book, please. And
Yes.
I
100%.
love that. I
Yes.
love that. So, long story short, a lot of craziness goes on. They break out of the castle with the help of their friends. So Tatiana's there, Claire is there, Arthur is there, Becky is there, Blade is there. How all these bitches got into the Gleaming Castle, I do not know. Fluffy is there because they fly out on Fluffy's back. They literally jump off of a balcony and land on Fluffy's back, and they're like, "Goodbye, King Benedict."
Listen, they had a plan. They were like,
They-
this is our plan. We're executing it to a T.
They had a whole ass plan, which went wrong a couple times because it's Evie, but like it still works, right? So they get back to Massacre Manor, and like right off the get, Blade is like, "So we have both the Gwarves again." And Tristan's like,
Ghibra.
"Oh, the Givras, I don't know." We have both of them again. And Tristan's like, "Oh, good, good, good. What we're going to do is we're going to separate them because we don't want like the female to get pregnant right now because I feel like it's not the right time." And Blade's like, "So listen,
Where were you 10 minutes ago, bud?
the Gwarves are with child." And I put, "Good for them, little cuties." But Tristan's kind of upset. He's kind of peeved about this, right? Because he now knows that King Benedict wants them to have a baby to use like the venom.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Fuck. All
Right.
right, guys, I'm gone for a few weeks," and all hell breaks loose, right? So it's fine. And I said, Tristan is kind of peeved about this, but when is he not?
Right.
Also, Blade is talking to Tristan about this. It's just Blade and Tristan chit-chatting about these Guarval Givas. And Blade insinuates that Tristan, of all people, should know that the Guarves can't be separated because they're mated. And it would be torture for them to be apart.
Dun dun dun.
And Tristan is like, "I don't know the fuck you mean." And Blade's like,
I think you do, my friend.
"I
think
really,
you do."
truly think you know exactly what I mean."
Yeah.
But that's fine. Amidst this, when they got back, things were kind of crazy, right? There were mobs breaking out over Tristan's return, over him not being there. Like people are like, "What the fuck do we do?" Evie's been running this place, but like, has she? Like things are kind of crazy.
Right. Evie
so
is crazy, so.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tati came down to the dungeons to tell Tristan that Evie was trying to settle and break up mobs. Which Tristan was like, fuck. So he goes up to try to help them, further proving the point that he would do anything for her and he's in love with her.
Yes, of course.
So he gets up there and he's like, "Everyone listen to Sage, get the fuck out." And so they did because it's him.
Right.
So Tristan and Evie go into his office and they start talking about Renadon's story and going over like the story over and over again. And part of it mentions the villain. And Tristan's like, "Oh, I didn't realize that like I'm in this story," right? And he's doomed to ruin Renadon. But Evie convinces him that just because it's written like that doesn't mean that that's how it has to play out and that he can reverse that role if he'd like to. So naturally, Tristan was like, "Okay, I guess I don't have to be the villain.
Yeah.
That's fine."
Because he wants to impress his girl.
Because he's in love with Evie.
He's
So they
all right,
find
Evie, all
her.
right.
Yeah, literally. He's like, if you say so, if you think that's the best thing to
Right.
do it. So they decided that in order to do this, they need starlight magic. And apparently Tristan knows exactly where to get said starlight magic. And he told Sage, hey, we leave in the AM. Go get some sleep. Bouncing back real quick though, because when they went into the villain's office, Lissa was there just chilling in the villain's seat.
Lissa is hysterical. I love that little child so much.
She's like more involved in this book and she cracks me up. Honestly, she's truly so funny. She is the perfect like little sister.
Yes.
And I love her. So she's like just sitting in his chair and they're like, what the fuck are you doing in here? She's like, I mean, he wasn't here. Someone needed to occupy his office. And I'm like, you're right, girl. You look great.
Right.
And then Edwin popped in to like give some cauldron brew or something to them. And Tristan's like, we need to talk about something, Lady Lissa. Why don't you go with Tristan to bake lemon bars? And she's like, yeah. And I said, Tristan's so sweet with her. Another check in the swoon column.
Okay. We're up to 4 so far.
That in there.
I know, but
So-
he is like so sweet with her,
He's
which is
so
just
sweet.
I know.
love
which
it
makes
so
you love
much.
him, which makes you love him more.
I know.
And I'm like, stop making me love you.
It doesn't stop. It continues. I feel like every once in a while I get frustrated with him, but like I'm like, it's fine. I'll give
He
you a
frustrates me
pass.
he frustrates me in the sense of like, I just want him to admit and be happy. Like he is the one standing in the way of his own happiness. And you're
Yes.
just like, if you could just shake a character and be like, ugh, that's what I would do.
Wake up. She
Yeah.
feels the same way. Just take it and run.
Right.
But no, it's fine. Okay, so the morning they plan to go, right? I needed to put this in here because Tristan goes down into the main entrance, right? And he finds Otto Warson's head hanging from the
Ooh.
rafters.
And how does he feel about that?
He's angry. And I was shocked. I was shocked that he was angry. So
I did think he was gonna be like really like super proud and like beaming and like, good
Excited.
job, Evie. But but it also
Yeah.
makes sense why he's mad.
I mean, I don't see the mad. I don't get the mad.
Get it? Because he doesn't want Evie to change who she is. And she's this happy, sunshiny character. And she did this horrible thing. Murder and torture is horrible. Not that she tortured him, but I can justify his death. But you still shouldn't justify death.
But he was
Technically.
attacking her.
I understand, but she didn't need to take it that far. And I think
I
that's what he's worried about.
I think so too. But Keely happens to be with him and he's like, Keely, go get Sage. And Keely's like, I need to find her. So she goes to find Evie. Literally, she goes to find Evie. And Evie's like, you need to get downstairs right now. The boss is pissed. He just saw Otto Warson's head. And Evie's like, okay, like everyone have a great day. So she goes downstairs and the villain grabs her arm and pins her up against the entrance wall. And he is like, would you like to explain that to me? And she, being the charming eyelash fluttering girl that she is, she's like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, Otto Warson's head. And so she explains that like everything that happened during that attack. And he tells Evie that he's upset that he didn't get to torture and kill Warson himself after everything he did to Evie. And Evie's like, cool, it's cool. I hurt him. He didn't hurt me. And like just walked away. Clearly like putting like shields up, like she's just blocking out that whole experience, right?
Yeah.
So they're traveling, right, to find this starlight magic. And Claire and Tati, of course, have to join them because apparently Claire and Tati have to go everywhere with them.
Yes. I feel like they're kind of supposed to be a buffer, but they do a terrible
think so
job
too,
at
but
it.
they're really bad at it
Yeah.
because they themselves need a buffer.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why they're the buffers. But so they get to their destination, and Evie's like, we're in the middle of the woods. Like, I don't understand where this starlight magic's coming from. So she jumps off her horse and starts, like, Evieing around. And Tati's like,
Being around.
this makes sense, right?
It does. It's great. I love that.
And Tati's like, where'd Evie go? And Tristan's like, I leave this bitch for 2 seconds. Where did she go? So he jumps off his horse and follows Evie. And they bump into this sentry who's just guarding nothing. There's like forest behind them. There's a sentry and there's forest. And she's like, I mean, I guess it's this way. And he's like, Evie, no. And she's like trying to, like, those people who go up to the Queen's Guard at Buckingham Palace and they're like messing with them, trying to get their faces to break. That's Evie.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Oh, for sure. She's trying
to mess with this sentry who's guarding, we have no idea. And Tristan is like, Sage, stop. Like, I've literally seen them kill people for less. Like, you need to stop. He's dangerous. And she's like, he's not that dangerous. And like, Tristan's like, watch this, and tries to like go beside him. And this guy like pulls a spear out and like, nope, you're not doing that. So Evie's like, I mean, that's cool. So Tati tries and she's like, I don't believe you. So she tries and that doesn't work. And then Evie looks at him and says, I would like to get past this. And the sentry moved out of the way. And Tristan's like,
what the
hell? Alrighty then. So she like walks and like she turns around and is like, what? Like, it's hard. Like, she just does like the little like, are you coming type face. And then the next thing you know, she's falling into the abyss, right? Tristan's like, yeah, freaking out.
Of course.
So Tati and Claire charge the sentry who's blocking them. That way Tristan can slip by and then he falls into the ether. They think they're dead, but they end up being exactly where they need to be. They share a moment, like, a moment, because they fall into this cloudy abyss.
Pretty much, like, they're like falling to their death. At least they think they are.
They think they are.
Yeah.
But Tristan lands on top of Evie, right? And then he pulls her up and they share this very intimate moment. He is like brushing her hair from her face. Like, he has one of his hands on her hips. And I'm sitting here like, it's happening. They think they're dead. So it's happening. They're just going to go for it. And then out of nowhere, this huge, ginormous, massive ogre thing. I don't even know. It's like this massive being.
It's huge.
Yes. He comes out of he's like blending into the sky. He comes out of the sky and he's like, hey, why are you here?
He's like, hello, I'm here too. What's up? What are you guys doing here?
What are you doing? I literally have never seen people here before.
Yeah.
So Evie starts talking to them. Of course, Tristan is like defensive and like smart alecky and like villainy, right? And Evie's like, oh, don't mind him. He's just always cranky. How are you? What's your name? Like, she's being like so sweet and nice. So this creature, of course, reacts to that. And he's like, there's something happening to Renadon because of the humans' greed. So Renadon's story was written to save the world, the universe.
Where they live. Yeah. Their universe, their world.
Yeah. So it was written to save them, but the humans are ruining that, essentially.
Of course.
And this being giant sky thing knows Evie, knows Tristan, that he called both of them by name. He says that he knew Nora Sage. He knew exactly who Evie was. And because she was so kind to him, the giant gave Evie a vial of stardust. And he said, for the daughter of wishing stars. So like, it's just very puzzly trying to put things into place, right? All this stuff is happening.
There's a lot of, I feel like, information, and you're like, okay.
There's a ton.
You don't know where it's going yet.
Where it's going.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Evie and Tristan get out of there, right? And Evie's cracking jokes, making friends, um,
As one does after almost dying.
as one does. And then as soon as they come out of the cloud universe, they're met by the Valiant Guard. Of course they are. So Evie's talking to this one Valiant Guard who's like pinning her down, and he's like talking back, like talking to her normally, and like he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am," and like all this stuff, and she's like, "It's okay. Is it your first day? Like, are you a little nervous?" And he's like, "Actually, yeah." It's like, yeah.
I love that scene. That scene is so funny to me because Tristan's like, "What are you doing?" And she's just like, "He's grumpy and it's okay. It was my first day too one time." Like, I love, and she's like genuine about all
She
this
is.
being nice and like
He's like, "Oh,
talking.
it's okay.
Yeah.
You're doing a really good job."
Yeah. And I'm like,
Evie.
stop encouraging your enemies, please.
Literally.
What are you doing, babe? What are you doing?
Well, apparently Tristan has had enough. So he lets his magic go to, unalive all of these Valiant Guards. But it doesn't work. His
Uh-oh.
magic ends up sitting at Evie's feet, playing like a cat.
So cute.
Just like loving on her little feetsies.
Yep.
And Evie's like, sir. And he's like, I don't know. I don't know what to do about this. But not to fret, because Kingsley, who wasn't supposed to be there,
Of course.
came to the rescue.
Uh-huh.
I don't understand how they subdued Tristan so easily. I think that he's just getting weaker
As the magic is
as the
waning
magic is
and-
waning. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so surprise, one of the knights that captured them just then is actually Evie's informant, who we met back at the castle.
Yep.
Who killed those two guards when Evie killed
Yes.
Otto.
Yes.
Which, surprise again, is her brother, Gideon Sage. He's not dead.
Can I tell you, I was so I was so shocked when I read this, okay? And then I was like, what is happening with Miss Evie's family? Her dad's not sick and is undercover this whole time. And then her brother, who has been dead since she was a child,
Little.
is apparently alive.
He's
I'm
fine.
like,
Yeah.
what is happening to this poor girl's family? Like, everything she knows is like tossed and turned
Not
around.
true.
It's
Yep.
insane.
Yep. And I feel so bad. But so Evie sees him right before she reveals that he's her brother.
Right.
She goes up and like jumps into his arms and like holds him super tight. And Tristan is like, Well,
because she
And-
knows who it is, but he doesn't.
but he doesn't.
He's a
So
little
before she
jealous.
jumps into his arms, like Tristan is telling Claire, like, "Oh no, we're not going to kill anybody. We're not going to kill anybody." She does that, and he's like, "Actually, you can kill him.
right?
That's fine. Go for it."
The jealousy. I love the
The-
jealousy.
Jealousy. So we have a quick flashback to 2 weeks earlier, which is when she's at the manor after Tristan got stolen. And it's essentially just, Gideon presenting himself to her, like,
Right.
"Hey, it's me." And she's like, "That's bullshit. You're dead."
Right.
So he ends up helping her, helps her get Nora Sage's letters, helps Tristan get out of the palace, all this stuff. It was him. So Tristan didn't want Gideon to come back to the manor with them, but he loves Evie, so here we
have
are.
trust issues, obviously.
Yeah,
Yeah.
clearly. And
Yes.
like he was a valiant guard for how long? You know what I
Right.
mean? So like
And he
I
was
get
dead
it.
for how long?
Yeah, it's like 5
So,
years, right?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it was longer. I mean,
It
Lissa was a baby
definitely
when he-
longer.
because Lissa was a baby.
Yeah,
when
no,
that
he
whole
only
accident
started
happened.
he only started remembering 5 years after he was at Valiant. So he had like amnesia. He doesn't remember what happened after his
Right.
mom exploded, right?
But
So
he's been
he had
missing though for at least
he's
probably
been
like
at
7 to
least 10.
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
Lissa's
that's
10.
what I'm thinking. Mhm,
So
yeah.
I
So
would say at
probably
least
around
like
10, 9 to 10.
10 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So meanwhile, back at the manor, the wards are failing, right? So now you can see a door, which is not a good thing.
Right.
Lissa and Becky are becoming besties. Who knew? Lissa's like helping Becky alphabetize paperwork, and Becky's like, "Oh, Lissa, why don't you go find Evie's journal so we can like look through it and kind of try to piece together some of the shit that's going on, right?" So
Right.
Lissa finds the journal and leaves it open on the villain's desk
Of course.
to a drawing
She's
of
a little
Evie
menace.
and Tristan kissing.
Yes, because she's a little menace.
She is a menace.
She,
So
this
naturally,
little sister is a little menace, but I love it.
she is.
I'm
I
here
love it
for
so much. So naturally, when they get back to the manor, the first thing that Tristan sees on his desk is the notebook. But he doesn't realize that the drawing is of him and Evie. He thinks it's of someone else and Evie. So he gets really jealous. And another one of my
Yeah.
favorite quotes, "Don't make the boss jealous, Evie."
I wonder what happens when you make the boss jealous, Evie. And then their people die, Evie.
Evie. But that's fine.
Yeah.
They mentioned something about Evie's dad being in the dungeon, and I completely forgot that he was down there until like that point in the story. I was like, "Motherfuck, this man's
He's still alive.
downstairs."
He's still down there.
That's right.
Yeah.
I wanted to put a little plug in here that this book just gives me so many butterflies. Like,
Oh my gosh, yes. The giggling and kicking my feet is the best. Like I could sit here and read a dirty, smutty book and be like, okay, this is a good book, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I read something like this and I'm like, oh
Actually,
my God, they looked at
giggling
each
to
other
myself.
like I could go crazy. That's why I love these books so much.
I love them so
So
much.
Yes.
So Gideon is in the manor, right? And everyone knows he's a valiant guard. He's still dressed like a valiant guard.
Yeah.
And this asshole fucking guy, Damien, right, comes in and starts saying rude shit to Gideon and trying to remove him from the manor. And Evie starts to get really emotional. Like a lot of shit has been going on, right?
Yeah.
Tristan clears the room. And like, because he's like, she needs some privacy. Everyone get the fuck out. Like he's like clocking Damien. He's like, "I'm gonna fucking kill this dude."
Right.
And Evie kissed him on the cheek and thanked him. Like, why did that make me swoon?
Because it's just a cute, sweet moment. Like he wasn't trying to do anything. He's just like, oh my God, she's upset. I'm gonna give her some room, like get everybody out of here for her. And she's just like, you care. Give him a little kiss on the cheek. Like, I can't believe you care. Like this big bad villain is like, hey, my girl's upset. Leave.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get out of here.
You need to put a check mark on the swoon count.
Okay,
'cause-
we're up to 5.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Also, when Damien was leaving, he was muttering something about Evie being a bitch. And Tristan heard that.
Well, he's dead.
Yep.
He's dead.
So
we no longer hear from Damien.
No. Lissa drops a little bomb on Evie that she kind of knew that her dad was faking it, because when Evie would go to work or leave the house, he was miraculously fine and go out with his friends and go drinking and all this shit. And I'm like, Lissa,
I know. I wanted to blame her so bad, but then I had to remember she's 10 years old. She
She's
doesn't
just a baby.
understand. She's a child, and
Yeah,
it's not
she's just
her
a baby.
responsibility to do anything other
It
than
is
be a
not.
kid.
So I was like, it's fine. Everything's fine. So flash forward, Evie was supposed to have the starlight magic with her. She goes to her room because she's exhausted, right? She goes to take a nap. So
Same
she
girl,
wakes up. Same.
Same.
She wakes up in a startle and she's like, "Oh my God, I don't know where the starlight magic is that the big, nice, giant ogre thing gave to me." So she goes out and then also realizes that she hasn't eaten anything. So she's headed towards the kitchen. She's like, "I'm going to go eat."
Right.
She bumps into Tristan. It's the middle of the night. They just collide.
Oh, hello
Um,
there.
And it's because the starlight magic jumped out of Tristan's hands into the hallway. It's like, boop, 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 like in a little vial, and led him right to Evie Sage. Just bumped right into her.
Kind of sounds like
So
fate.
they decided to go into Tristan's bedroom
Oh,
to try and figure out this starlight magic. And this is where we're sitting here going,
sure. Sure, Tristan. Let's go in my bedroom to figure out what's going on with the starlight magic. Sure, Tristan.
not the kitchen. I'm sure there's a living room somewhere, not
Right.
the office. Let's go investigate this in my bedroom.
Right.
So I'm giddy as all fuck. I am ready to go.
going down.
Evie walks into his bedroom. First thing that she notes is his bed and the fact that he has throw pillows
Yeah.
all over the bed, right?
Yeah.
It's ornate. Like it's too many throw pillows, like a grandma's house times 10.
Right.
And she's like, why are there so many pillows on your bed? And she throws herself on his bed. And I'm like,
Here we go. Buckle in, ladies and gents.
already on the bed. I mean, we might as well get going, right? No, that's fine.
Yeah.
She gets off the bed. They walk towards the table where I guess all of Neurosage's stuff is laying around. Evie's like bending over the table. Tristan like looks up, and in the lighting, because he has this fireplace. Right? In the lighting, because it's shining through, Evie's nightgown is essentially sheer.
Yes.
Sheer. So he can see
Everything.
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 It literally said Tristan's hand twitched. And I said, did it?
Like, let's get a little steamy in here.
Did it? Oh my God. So he grabs her a blanket
Mm-hmm.
and puts it around her shoulders, right?
Which is also
I don't know.
so sweet.
It's
If you
so
think
sweet,
about
but
it.
I'm not sure why we're putting more layers on.
I know, which I do want them to be together so bad, but I love those moments where she's totally clueless to this. So
She's
he's like,
clueless.
I'm not taking advantage, and like
100%.
covers her. And I'm like, that's a man right there.
That is
He's like,
the
I
very,
saw what I saw. I liked what I saw, but
I'm
she
just
doesn't
gonna-
know, so I'm just gonna cover her up.
exactly.
Man, nah.
I absolutely love it. So she puts this blanket on. She's like, "Oh, thank you. Like it was a little chilly in here." And like she spots the nightlight that he has
Yep.
in his bedroom.
And what is it, Justine? What is the nightlight?
It's a little tornado.
It's a little tornado because her nickname is Little Tornado because he twists her around and everything.
It's literally the cutest fucking thing. And she's like, "Aw," and he's like, "It's the only one they had at the store." And she's like,
Sure.
"Alright, cool, sounds good." So they like sprinkle the starlight magic. This is like the part of this. They sprinkle the starlight magic. Nothing beats the sheer nightgown, really. And they find out that they have to go to the Heart Village to try to find Neurosage. So they're gonna leave at the end of the week. Sidebar. Evie is a little snoopy, right? We know this. So she starts trying to go through the villain's shit.
Yes.
He quickly slams his wardrobe closed, right? And he's like, and no, I think it's time to go back to bed.
All right.
So Evie scoots out. Turns out Tristan still has the scarf that Evie gave him from their very first meeting in Hickory Forest from the first book.
Since day one, this man has
Since
fallen.
day one,
Since
this
day
man.
one.
And then, first of all, there's sparks flying
Everywhere.
all throughout
Everywhere.
the manor.
Everywhere.
We've got Claire and Tati.
Yes.
We've got Becky and
Blade.
Blade, yes. And then for some reason I was gonna say Tati again. Definitely not Becky and Tati. Wow, talk about a love triangle. And now we have Gideon and Keely. I mean, more so Gideon for Keely, but we still have something else. So, and then we have the villain and Evie. We've just got love.
Everyone's like pairing up. They're just like, oh, they're like bickering back and forth, and then they're like, wait a minute, I kind of like you. Like they're just pairing up.
Yeah, something. The way that Gideon like describes Keely's features, I was like, I have never once described anyone like that unless I had a thing for them.
Right? Yeah.
I'm kind of into this. But at this point, Lissa and Gideon haven't seen each other yet. Evie's been kind of keeping them away to,
Right.
I mean, Lissa's
Fair.
little and
It's
she's been through
fair.
a lot.
Yeah.
So Gideon runs into Evie and she's like, the fuck are you doing? You're not supposed to be out here. Lissa's walking around, and Lissa comes around the corner, and Lissa kind of puts Gideon in his place.
Good for her.
Way to go, little sage. She's
Yeah.
like, oh, when did you start remembering? And he's like, yeah, like 5 years after I was taken. And she's like, and where have you been since then? And I was like,
T.
I
T, Lissa. T. Clock him. Call
truly
him out.
love you.
Yes.
Yeah,
Call the men out on their shit. I love it.
call him. I love it. And then she's chit chatting. She like throws out this shit, and then she's just chit chatting about normal stuff, right? And then she said something about how she wanted Tristan to teach her how to fly. And Tristan's like, what do you mean? And Evie's like, yeah, what do you mean? And she's like he did for that guy like earlier today. And Tristan's like, you don't know what you're talking about. And Evie's like, huh? And someone was like, yeah, Tristan threw Damien off the roof.
Which we knew he was gonna die eventually anyway
He
for
was gonna do
disrespecting
something
Evie.
to him. Yeah.
I love
and
that
then-
Lissa's like, he flew.
One of my favorite quotes from this part of the book comes from Gideon Sage, and he says, "This is a very strange place."
I mean, he did hit the nail in the coffin for that one. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
a strange
like,
place.
it is very strange.
Yeah.
So we're wrapping up this first 30 chapters with, once again, Tati, Claire, Evie, and Tristan, the dynamic four.
Yes.
They are traveling to the Heart Village, where Claire says something about a fourth person making fun of Tristan for his many pillows when they were kids. And
So who would that
Evie's
be?
like, Malcolm, Tati, Claire.
Mhm. The math
fourth?
ain't mathin'.
The math ain't mathin'. And then they all got super fucking weird about it.
They really did, though. They were just like, oh, never mind, never mind, never mind. I was like, hold on,
Changed
you
the
brought it
subject
up.
so fast. Yeah.
I'm like, hold
So
on.
they start talking about how they're getting across this bridge, because apparently there's bridge creatures, right, that you have to get past into the Heart Village.
Right. Like the little
So-
trolls, you have to answer and then you can cross.
Exactly. So Tristan says that they're going to use Evie as bait, and Evie's not paying attention. She's looking at these flowers that are like sprouting from the trees, and
'Cause
she
it's
picks
Evie.
one and she's smelling this flower, right? And then she heard bait, and she was like, pardon? And Tristan is like, yeah, I mean, like, we need to answer a riddle, like we need to put you up almost as bait. And she's like, cool. And then she starts feeling a little fuzzy. Right?
Wait, her being on this like high or intoxication type thing was so
Yeah.
funny to me.
Hilarious. So Tati's like, did you just smell that flower? And Evie's like, yeah, isn't it wonderful? Like, she's feeling on cloud 9. And
Right.
Tati's like, yeah, that's a poppy.
Mhm.
You're drunk, essentially.
Yeah.
Like, you're inebriated. This is great, because they hate Tristan. They won't let us pass because they know we're with him. So, like, you're our only hope.
And you're
So-
drunk.
And you're drunk. So Evie has been chosen, right, by these bridge creatures, of course, to solve this riddle, to let them into the Heart Village. And everyone's like, she's not gonna be able to solve this. She's not gonna solve this. This is unfair. And she's like, guys, I know the fucking answer. It's truth. And they're like, yeah, good job. So, and she says that the reason she knows is because she has had so many people lie to her all of her life. So she knows what is truth and what isn't at this point. And that made me feel so
Oh my
sad.
God, I know. This girl's like backstory and her inner monologue and like the way she feels about things, it's very sad actually.
It's so sad. I was like,
yeah.
Evie.
Yeah.
Drunk Evie is dropping the truth, and I don't love it. I
Mm-mm.
was sad. But okay, they're allowed to go into the Heart Village, which is amazing. On one condition, Tristan has to leave all of his magic behind, because the last time he was there, he blew up a bridge.
Well,
So it's valid. I mean, I can't blame the bridge creatures
Yeah.
on that one.
yeah.
So Tristan at first was like, hell no, I'm not giving up my magic. And then he sees Evie on the other side of the bridge, quite literally twirling and dancing around to her own beat
Yes, because she's
in her
drunk and
head
having a great time.
because she is drunk as a skunk. And he's looking at her and he's like, all right, I'll give up my magic. And he gives up the magic to go chase after drunk Evie
He
in the Heart
folds
Village
so quickly for her.
so quickly.
He's
when
like,
it comes to
no, and
her.
then he's like, all right.
All right.
Alright.
I'll do it if that's what you
For her,
want.
I guess I could do it.
My entire being, like literally, I couldn't imagine what it must feel like to have your magic separated from you because like you're so used to like feeling that all the
Yeah.
time
I
and to
feel like
have it
doesn't-
removed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be weird. It would be like
Yeah.
you're missing your clothes. Like it's something is missing. And the fact that he just looked at Evie and saw her twirling around
Drunk
and
Evie for the win.
living her best life and he was like, all right,
Okay,
that's,
the real
I can
question
do that.
is that a swoon moment?
It is a swoon moment.
I knew it.
How did you know?
I knew it. It is a swoon moment.
It's just so cute. I just
I
love
know.
them.
I think
Because-
we also love it because he doesn't show his
Yeah.
emotions, but like
Yeah.
you get the inner monologue of it, and then you get the actions. You know,
Yes.
and I'm a very like actions speak louder
Action
than
person.
words, and I think
Girl, same.
Evie is like that too because so many people have lied to her, have betrayed her, have like all this stuff. So she's like, I can't really trust what you say, but she trusts the villain because he puts it with the action.
Yep.
So I love that for her, and I love that for him, and yeah.
I just gotta say, if any of these core people betray this bitch or lies to her, I'm gonna throw down. Me and Hannah are gonna have words.
I will have to burn the books. There's no. I'm just gonna have to be like, nope, and burn it. I have to choose my own
We're done.
peace. I have
Yeah.
to choose my own peace over reading. Something
No
like
one hurts her,
that. I know.
especially in this inner friend group. That's all.
I'm-
gotta say,
I'm-
Hannah.
I was gonna say her brother is worrisome.
He's very worrisome for me. He is very worrisome for me. I don't trust him as far as I can throw him, and I don't even think I could
No.
lift that motherfucker.
No, not at all. He is very worrisome for me because
Mhm.
he's kind of already done it before. Like,
Yep.
I'll give him an excuse for the first 5 years because he lost his memory.
Because he couldn't remember, but then he stayed.
After that, but then he stayed.
He stayed, and he knew
Exactly.
who his dad was.
And to be 100% honest with you, like, I have an older brother.
Mhm.
And like for him to leave the younger middle child to raise the youngest one, that would never
It never
fly.
happened.
No.
No,
Because
Mm-mm.
even if he was like I know, like maybe it's just our relationship. I don't know. Like I knew my brother, he would be like, it could be his dream. Like he could have everything he ever wanted. But like
Mhm.
if I was like, oh, I'm struggling over here, or I'm raising this kid by myself, dad's sick, but not really at the same time. I don't know what you know about that, and mom's gone.
Right.
He's coming back.
Yep.
So the fact that he doesn't, I was like, no, I don't like you. I don't think
Nope.
I'll ever like you, and I don't think I
Nope.
would forgive you for any of that. I'm never gonna forgive her father,
No, I'll never forget that fucker. Nope.
and I will never
He
forgive
can
her
rot in the
brother.
cell for all I give a shit.
Like I know there could be like a whole redemption thing, blah 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 blah. I don't care. I do
She
not
best
care.
not redeem her dad. I am
No,
not about
no.
that life.
I don't even know if the brother could redeem himself.
If the
at this
brother can
point.
be redeemable, he is.
Oh,
He
no.
is. He is sketchy for me. I'm not sure I
Yes.
trust him.
Yeah.
But that is the end of the first 30 chapters. We're fade into black there.
Yes.
So we will be discussing the next 30 chapters. And then after that, we'll be discussing the following 20
Mhm.
in the episode after that, because it's a little bit longer. I think the first book had 65 chapters, 64
Something like
chapters.
that, yeah.
This has like 83 chapters, something of that sort.
It's definitely in the 80s.
83.
Perfect.
So this has quite a few more. So we do have to break it up into 3 parts.
I also feel like a lot more happens and there's more setting. Like they're
Yeah.
going
Oh,
different
yeah.
places. So
Yep.
and meeting more new characters and doing things like that. So yeah.
For sure. Yeah. In like this next section alone, we meet so many new people and we get to travel a bunch of places. So it definitely warrants an extra episode for sure. But
I will say our swoon count already
oh
for
no.
just the first 30 chapters is up to 8.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Yeah. It's up to 8 swoons. Okay.
Okay. Maybe I'll have to put a swoon count on the tally on the video because so we can keep track. I'm gonna put
I literally just
at the
have
end of my notes
swoon and then just tally marks.
swoon count 8 for
8.
this episode alone. So we still have
I feel
more
like
than
there's
half
gonna
of
be
the
a
book.
lot more.
Yeah, we still have the rest of this book and a whole nother book. So there's plenty of time for Justine to swoon.
Yes.
I was watching TikTok today
Oh.
and came across the author's TikTok, which I often do, and she
Yes,
was
yes, yes,
chit-chatting. And I think she was alluding to 5 books.
See, that's where I'm confused. Because
But I
I
thought
thought
it
it was
was 4.
originally 5, but then I heard someone say 4, so I was like, "Oh, there's only 4 books." But I swear to God, there's 5. Like I would not bet my life on it, but like I would bet like $10 on it. I'm not a gambler, guy. I'm really not, but like I could use that $10, but like I would bet the $10. Okay.
I am comfortable with that bet.
Yeah.
That's what I'm not sure, but she did mention potentially another book.
Like a
So
spin-off?
I don't know if it has to do with Assistant to the Villain series or not, but she
Oh.
said, I'll see you in Renadon or maybe somewhere else,
I
and
swear to
ended
God.
the video.
No. She needs to finish this series first. This is what I hate about authors. I love all authors, but I hate them at the same time. Okay. You cannot start a series, have it be so good, unfinished, and then go, guess what? I'm going to drop 3 more books in a different series and not like finish this.
Finish this one.
It's
Are
so
you calling out Sarah
frustrating.
J. Maas right now without calling out Sarah J. Maas? Or
And I'm calling out Alex Astor. She didn't finish
And
Lightlark
Alex-
series and
Alex.
she started Starside. Yes.
she just announced the second book in the
I
Starside
know.
series,
So
and
I'm
I'm like,
calling out all the freaking authors because it's
I need to
ridiculous.
finish this series. I need
Finish
to know
the
what happened.
finish the unfinished series first, please.
Yes. No
Please?
hate. We
At
love
least have
all
dates
of
out
these
so I'm
authors.
aware and I can,
I just want to know.
exactly.
I've waited 5 years for the next ACOTAR book. But
Same.
no.
And I'm so mad at my cousin because she just read them. So she like gets to continue the
What a
story.
lucky
And I'm like,
little bitch. She gets 6 and 7, bang bang, right off the bat. But who knows how long she's gonna have to wait for 8. So
is there
we'll
gonna
see.
be?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be in our 50s waiting for the
It'll be like the George R.R. Martin.
We'll still be
What is
we'll be
it?
in our 50s waiting for, the next book in Assistant to the Villain, the next book in Sarah J. Maas, the
Sitting
next
on
book
this
in Alex Astor.
In the next episode of Assistant to the Villain.
We'll have somebody reading it for us because we can't read anymore.
Can't read. AI will be taken over by then. We'll
Oh,
just go
yeah,
ahead
you're
and
right.
dictate to AI and it'll
Yes.
be fine.
Yes.
But so far I give this book a solid 8 out of 10, and it's just in the first 30 chapters. I just love how
Are we
close.
rating this just on this book alone and not with Assistant to the Villain?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
first 30 chapters, I'd probably give it like a 8.5. Like 8. We'll just go 8. I was gonna say 7.5, but
Okay.
we'll say 8. Yeah.
No, 8.
Just the first 30 chapters, yeah.
I think that's a solid piece because there's a lot of swoon-worthy moments in this first 30 chapters. And
there's
I
also
have
a lot
feeling
going on.
There's a lot going on.
But we don't necessarily know what's happening.
Yeah. No.
So that's why I'd say 8.
We have
you're
no
getting, You're
idea.
getting
We
me
have-
interested for sure. Like I'm 100%
we have
interested.
pieces. There's
Yes.
like little sprinkles.
And I'm too dumb to try to put them together. So
I can't.
I'm
I
like,
can't.
okay, when are they going to tell us what happens with this information? Because
One thing about me, don't give me a riddle
no,
because I will fail every time.
don't
I've
give
read
me
this book
foreshadowing.
before.
I'm not going to see it. Don't
I'm
give me
not
a
gonna
riddle.
see
I'm
it.
not going to solve it.
We are reading for the vibes.
Yes,
We are not here to
vibes.
solve the female main character's problems. We
Yes.
are here for the vibes. Literally, I've read this book before, rereading it again. Same riddle that Evie had to had to solve. And still, I
Yeah.
was like, I don't know, Evie. I don't know what the
No,
answer is. I
you're on
can't
your own,
help you
Evie.
there, baby
You are
girl.
on your own, girlfriend, because I have no idea. Good luck. Good
I
luck.
am Feyre with the lever, or was it the levers? No, just
No,
solving the riddle.
just
I
solving the
am
riddle.
Feyre. You can repeat it to me as many times as you'd like to.
The funniest thing is I always think I get it, and then I'm
I don't get it.
so wrong.
I don't even try to get it anymore.
So wrong. I'm like,
I
oh,
have written out the riddle. I literally, for this book, I wrote out the riddle in this notepad.
yeah.
And before I paused it, before she said the answer, I was reading it over and over and over again. And I said, is it love? That's always the answer, right?
Always the answer.
It's not.
Especially
It's
in like a
truth.
happily ever after rom-com fantasy thing. It's love.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's
Always
what it was in
love.
ACOTAR. So I thought if it was good enough for ACOTAR, it must be good enough for ATTV. It's not love. It's truth. And the reason that Evie knows it is because everyone in her life has lied to her. So that broke my heart after I read it. So
Breaking it
I felt
down.
numb and I felt sad. But
Yeah. Feel sad now.
everyone has to join us for our next episode, which will be coming out on the 3rd, July 3rd.
July 3rd.
July 3rd. It'll be coming out July 3rd. We'll be going over the second
Part.
episode of Apprentice to the Villain.
Yes.
Make sure
And
you
we'll-
read your book.
We'll make sure we keep our swoon count updated. For this
Updated, yeah.
swoon. Yeah.
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 Woo.
I'll talk about more swoon-worthy moments in the next episode.
We will see everyone there.
Yes.
Goodbye, guys.
Goodbye.
Oh my God, it's not stopping.